I don't think that can support my weight. What's up, you guys? It's Jake and welcome back to Hellscape Part 2. I spent so much time on this build that we're gonna make 2 videos on this. If you haven't seen Part 1, we focused more on the build. Go watch it. It's cool. I spent a lot of time on it. It was very cool. Please leave me supportive comments because I'm sensitive. Anyway, because I'm sensitive. We're gonna do a second video today, but Part 1 was focused more on the actual build of it. This time we're going to focus on the actual session and the use of the build and how the battle went inside of the castle. Let's take a look. Before we do anything, I'm going to introduce you to the characters, okay? Number 1, the princess herself, Miss Alora Birch, a half-elf bastard princess fighter. She's a fighter. She's a bastard. Number 2, Hippopotamus elk, a large turtle who has an obsession with cheeseburgers. He's a ranger. Number 3, Lovik. I forget his last name. He's an asshole and he's a wizard. And he doesn't like doing anything with others. We're not sure if he's a permanent party member yet, but we love him anyways. He might come back, who knows? But anyways, he's here. Number 4, Dahlia. Part-time player, played by, listen, real quick, in the last build, I called him my bald brother because I didn't know if he wanted his name said. I've since gotten permission. His name is Austin. He is not represented by the baldness of his head. 5, Dahlia. The gay lesbian queen herself, also a wizard, in a loving relationship with Gwen the Barbarian. 2 short queens, a kender and a halfling. Love it. Number 6, we have 2 players. Macy Galandono, a little fae, sorcerer, hippie. We love her. And then, last but not least, Cal Hawthorne, a lovely, middle-aged, divorced mom cleric. Those are the main characters. Because this was going to be such a big fight, I decided that every person, if they want, not everybody chose to do this, can also play an NPC that's somehow tied to their backstory. 2 of the players, Cal and Macy, decided to play their previously, now dead, character. Alfred, who played Cal, also played his old character named Pam, Macy's sister, and who's like 500 years old. What a sweetheart. Also a cleric, dead. Meg, who played Cal, also played her old character, Greaves, a warlock whose entire family got dead. And she was also dead and got raised from the dead, a warlock. Then Cam, my producer, who played Hippopotamus, also played Millipotamus, the 1,000-legged and armed turtle. Don't ask me more about this because I don't want to talk more about it, but she's a fighter. And then Alora, played by Lauren, my sister, she played Alora and Alora's cousin, Tristan, a barbarian. Austin, the bald one, played Dahlia and Dahlia's girlfriend, Gwen, also a barbarian. Very cutesy, very demure, very mindful. Now that you know the characters, let's take a look at the battle. So, every party member had a reason to go to hell. For example, Alfred, who played Macy, wanted to go to hell to release her sister Pam from a soul coin who was trapped there. Alora and Hippo wanted to go there because a devil who owned the castle had taken a very powerful amulet from them and was going to use it to merge 2 planes of existences. And they did not like that, so they wanted to rip it apart. Dahlia, played by Austin, is not a consistent character. Dahlia was called upon by Alora to come help, and he obviously brought her girlfriend, Gwen. Cal was going because she serves the city that Alora's dad, the king, rules over. So she was going for servitude for her family and for her city, and because her city needed the help and her princess was asking for help. Lovik was doing pretty much the same thing, but he had ulterior motives as well, as he has a very big grudge against devils due to some familial killings that happened. The other side kind of quest that they were going there for is Greaves is trapped in hell with her patron, and they are hoping that if they release her from hell, that they will join their side, Greaves and the patron. So that's why everybody was going to hell. The main thing they did though was fight the archdevil called Zoldrak, who owned the castle. I hope this is making sense and is not too all over the place. Maybe Cam draw like a grid map on the screen or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the battle. Okay, so this battle took so long. It took an entire day, literally. We got there at 9:30, but started playing around 10, right? So 9:30 a.m. we got there. We had a great big breakfast. It was so cute. Thank you, Kevin and Lauren, for providing breakfast. So we started at 10 a.m. and we kind of set the scene with them leaving the mortal plane and plane shifting into hell. They were plane shifted about a mile away and were on top of some mountains looking down at the castle that was nestled within the mountains. First, they broke an amulet, which was kind of a homebrew thing that we made, to summon the spirits of Pam and Greaves to help them. Pam and Greaves joined them in the mountain, and then they cast seeming on all of them to look like devils. And they did a couple of lower devils, a couple of higher devils, and a couple of medium devils as well. So they would have the whole range and everything like that. Then they had to get down the mountain and they started sneaking into the castle. They snuck into a side door of the castle and started to walk through the hallways and were quickly spotted by the two guards doing some rounds, who very much found it suspicious because there was 11 of them just walking around together in a large group, which was not like a thing that was happening this early in the castle. Like, they went to this castle when it was like 5 a.m. Okay, so not a lot's up, and they just went in as a whole group and were like, yeah, we're just gonna stick together. Guards step back and they just start walking out and they leave.
Inside check.
Go ahead. What'd you get?
15.
15. They didn't believe you whatsoever.
Okay.
You get the sense though that there's 2 of them and 11 of you. They are not gonna confront you.
Okay, so they're definitely about to go alert someone.
It was fine. So after that, they quickly realized that the ritual to merge the planes together was happening now, because it was gonna take a while for that to happen. So Zoldrak, the devil, started it super early in the morning. They realized it was happening and had to get a run on. So this was kind of my fault because they didn't explore a lot of the rooms, but it happens. What can you do? Anyways, so they went up to the 2nd floor where they realized that someone was being tortured in the ballroom, and that someone was Greaves' brother. So they kind of got a little sidetracked, went into the ballroom and started fighting some bone devils, some chain devils, and then the archdevils Boothang, who I believe I used the stat block of Asmodeus from. So they were kind of a bunch of a swarmy bug person that was mean.
22 for stealth.
22. You go in. There is a man made up of a bunch of swarming fiery insects, entertaining 2 bone devils as a chained devil, which Lovik tells you when I'm assuming you're relaying this. Lovik tells you those are used for torture. Is torturing a young man that looks a lot like Greaves.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hey,
found one.
please, I think I know where your brother is.
And he is bloodied and beaten and
Shall we
laying
go
on the
save
floor.
him before we get to the fight?
Oh no.
I think we kind of need to.
He'll live regardless. We're gonna need.
I had a bunch of smaller trivial battles planned throughout, then this bigger battle, and then the big boss battle as well. They only ended up doing this big battle in the ballroom, which was pretty cool because they were able to use 2 levels of the castle, since there was the balcony on the 3rd floor looking over and down on the 2nd floor. We were actually able to use a multi-level terrain thing. And this is also when the magnetic walls came in super helpful, because we just ended up just taking them all out so everybody could see from all sides, and we just visually knew where the wall was so that they couldn't go past that point. After they fought this person, they did hear another person being tortured, which nobody went and checked out, but I'm gonna tell you guys because I think the NPC was funny, because they were a little myconid, a little grumpy old man who was just gonna help them in the battle and make it a lot easier, and he was gonna be a rogue and kind of fuck shit up for them, and they let him be. Anyway.
Was this the Grandpa Myconid in the Myconid build?
Yeah. Oh my god, connections! Yes, it was. Go watch the Shadowfell Hydrant build as well. I had a lot of fun with it. You can see my little grandpa guy who made an appearance here as well. Alright, after they did the ballroom fight, they snuck up to the 3rd floor, and I didn't want to mention this, but I feel like I should mention this. They unionized. They don't roll well a lot, but when it comes to rolling, this is what they like to do in battle, okay? So they have this thing when I have a lot of grunts that they decide to offer solution to these grunts. And especially since they were seeming and looking like devils, they started telling these lesser devils that they were unionizing and biting the bigger devils, and that they should join them and join their side because they were gonna get more benefits, they were gonna get paid time off, they were gonna get healthcare. Actually, I think they took out the healthcare part. I think they scratched to that. But anyways, I had them roll to see if they could unionize. When I tell you, they were rolling really well. I made them roll multiple times. Like, it wasn't just one roll that they had to do for this unionization, and they did it. So they got a couple devils to help fight with them. So that was annoying. That all happened mid-ballroom fight.
We deserve better, right?
Why are you hurting me then?
Do you okay?
I mean,
We'll protect
tell me
you.
about your values. I don't know.
We deserve paid lunch breaks. It's crazy they made us eat not in the dining room. We deserve
Okay,
better.
we'll take another one. We'll see how they react next turn.
Paid time off. Paid time off. We
Also-
deserve breaks. We shouldn't be tortured for the work that we do.
This is your boss. You're their boss right now.
Yeah.
Your boss.
I'm one of the bosses. That's so true.
Like, your manager says, "Hey, we're unionizing. This is an order."
Rank and
My
hierarchy.
manager slices me in half and goes, "We're unionizing."
Every day we
You
come to
rolled
work,
well,
she's
but
not.
that doesn't mean that, like, because you still did attack them. Tear down these chains, my brother.
Every day at work shouldn't be torture.
Yes.
Just saying. We should be doing the torturing. How do we all feel about this TED Talk? It's always torture this, torture that.
Never how
What
you
if
torture.
how are you? Subtle.
Look how easily their imagery falls if we band together, my fellow bearded devils. Because
Yeah.
I'm technically a bearded devil.
Union.
The union will ask you what to call ourselves. Section if you don't mind.
United Hellions, I think is a good name.
Hellions for healthcare.
Hellions. Healthcare.
H for H.
H for H.
H for H.
This is then they went up, and obviously the Zaldrak was warned of their presence by now. Her Boothang let her know, but they had some time to prepare because she was still focused on the ritual. So they had some time to repair it. They got Benjamin, Griggs' brother, into a kind of safe little haven there, and then they got more Union people. They took some potions of resistances and everything like that, and they fought Zaldrak on the courtyard. Now, I thought this was kind of funny because Zaldrak wanted a clear view of the big portal, which was between a mountain pass, So she went on the courtyard. The courtyard, kind of small. It was kind of tiny. So there wasn't a lot of room to work with out there, and they weren't quite sure what to do. So Lovig summoned an earth elemental and had it go flying through the wall to make a bigger hole for them so that they could see more and everything, which I thought was kind of smart.
I will take damage.
Yeah, you'll probably take damage. Let's have you take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. That's 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, but I'm inside now, and that wall is destroyed. And that wall is destroyed, and it's got there's a larger opening now.
Then, Gwen, the little halfling barbarian, hugged my devil to death. Not to death, but she rolled really well on this check. And she jumped off of the wall and brought down my flying archdevil who was focusing on the ritual and brought her down and like tackled her. And then they kept using inspiration that, again, I had given them, and silvery barbs, which, by the way, if you're a DM, give your enemies silvery barbs. Every one of them. I don't care anymore. If you have a DM group like me, all mine are getting silvery barbs now. I'm a silvery barb every back. I know why people ban it now. I get it. It's annoying. Yeah, so she tackled her, Zaldrak, and took the necklace from them because I rolled really well. They made me re-roll, I think, 2 or 3 times to fail the strength check to get it from her. This was all like in the first or second round. It was insane.
Now, because we have plus the same.
Ooh, 22.
That is cocked.
Come on.
That is a 26.
I'm gonna use Dahlia's inspiration.
Yes!
Reroll mine. You got an 18 on the die?
Yeah, I got an 18.
I mean, but you gave everyone like.
Fuck!
Yes!
So I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use Macy's inspiration to have you reroll Zaldrak's.
Yes! Come on!
Please, dice.
Who hasn't used their inspiration?
I have both Greaves and.
Yeah, I feel like we need to keep better track of this.
Dahlia and Gwen, I am out of all inspirations.
Yes!
Lovig's inspiration is gone.
Kristen's a sound, but Laura still has me. God bless green lesbians. God bless USA.
How are you feeling?
Annoyed. So my least favorite person right now is Austin. My second least favorite person right now is Alfred. What? My third is Brandon. My fourth is Meg. My fifth is Cam. And my sixth is Lauren.
And then the rounds were going really slow. So it was at this time, this is unrelated, but to explain how slow these rounds were going, because there were so many people, I jokingly said I wanted ice cream cake. And then Cam was like, yeah, I'll go get ice cream cake. And I was like, damn. But then everybody was like, yeah, also get us energy drinks, because everybody was tired because we were playing from 9 a.m. And at this point, it was like 7 p.m. and we were still going. So Cam ran out, got ice cream cake, and she went to 2 different spots, got ice cream cake and energy drinks, and then came back, and she'd just gone. It was just becoming her turn again. That's how long it was taking. She came out like right in time. Anyways, back to the battle. So then they were fighting with all these devils and the devil's mage, and it was honestly looking kind of bad, but Greaves dimensioned doored Dahlia 500 feet out towards the portal. And Dahlia ran towards the portal, and this was a big ask. There was like going to be a very slim chance that this portal will be able to close, since they were using this like ancient amulet, the power from the amulet. And Austin decided that he was going to pray to Hell, the goddess of Hell. Hell, the goddess of Hell. He was going to pray to Hell and ask for Hell's help in destroying the portal. And in return, he would give up part of his mind, or Dahlia's mind. He had a 5% chance. I just made it a 5% chance that Hell would respond, because I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Boy, was I wrong. He got it. And it was cool. I was mad, but it was cool. God ruined everything for me, but it was cool. Anyways, he had to get on the die, either 95 through 100, and he got a 97.
Wait,
I had
Brandon!
a DC. Austin had to roll 95 to 100. He rolled a 97. Greaves. Yeah. Before you mention door back, you see Dahlia kneel down. And then you dimension door, but you hear her muttering something. When you dimension door back, where do you go?
We're connecting mentally. I would go right here to hand the scroll to Cal.
Okay. Who can see this? Who's this? Macy, Pam, you see Alice stop staring outside the door. Just fully, face has gone white. Pam,
I was like,
you see Hell, the goddess of death,
No!
descending in a beam of white light and comes down to where Dahlia is kneeling at the portal. And Hell places a hand on Dahlia's shoulder, and together they cast Dispel Magic.
No!
Dahlia, you feel pain retching through your body like never before.
Yeah.
What does Dahlia do in this moment? As she feels this unmortal, unearthly hand gripping her, not unkindly, but just gripping her shoulder, and this surge of godly power moving through her.
She is going to, she's clutching her ivory staff in a death grip as she screams out. Her mind is filled with thoughts of Gwen, of Alora, Hippo, Pam, and Greaves, the original party. Just going to use them and their friendship and their love to push through the pain, and using Hell's power to dispel this portal.
Okay. You feel the power surge through you, and the mountains around you start shaking with Hell's power, and they start to crumble. You guys feel the balcony underneath you start to crumble. And in a flash, the portal dissipates. Alice screams, "No!" and drops down, and a force field goes around her as a blast goes through, shattering the entire wall here. And Zoldrak is consumed in white light and is risen up in this power and drawn to Hell herself.
I didn't plan on this part, guys.
As Hell grasps Zoldrak in her hand, and together they disappear. Basically, as a repercussion for this, some spells that Dahlia cannot learn are lost to her, and she just cannot learn those spells. We're still deciding what those spells are. We haven't gotten there yet, but that is the repercussion, and she's essentially expended all of her energy doing this. She just especially went unconscious as Hell came down and helped close this portal. Now, Hell also gives every single power to the Archdevils. This was something that I did in my mind, because I was like, yeah, if he gets this, I will take away Zoldrak's powers, because there's no way he's going to do this. And then I was like, well, I did say that out loud, so do I have to do it? But then I was like, you know what? You gotta respect the good rolls, okay? You gotta make the cool moments for your players sometimes, you know? Make it epic. So, after Hell closed the portal, I had her come over and grab Zoldrak, essentially ripping Zoldrak's power from her, and they left together. We did end the session there because at this time, I think it was 9 p.m. So we'd literally been playing for 12 hours. So we ended the session there. We haven't gone back since, but they end with all these devils surrounding them, but the Archdevil is gone, and the portal is closed. So they completed one of their missions, which I think is pretty They still have the amulet. They can get out now because before they were gonna all try and planar shift out. They were getting ready to planar shift out. Zoldrak had put wards against planar shifting. They didn't know this. They were going to try and planar shift out, and it wouldn't have worked because Zoldrak had wards all around her castle so that no one could planar shift in or out. But with Zoldrak and her powers gone, all the magical wards have dropped on the castle, and they can now planar shift out. But I think it was a really cool battle. I think having the battle map made it really cool, and people could see like in real time where everything was, and were able to just really visualize everything better. I think I did go a little over the top. I didn't need to make it as big as I did, but I just like making epic builds. And I'd never done a castle. I was a little bit like Icarus, okay? I went too close to the sun, but I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do it better next time, because that's all you can do. Okay, playing this build was literally so much fun. What'd you say?
I said we kicked her ass.
Okay, yeah, I'll kill them all. Anyways, guess who now has silvery barbs, unlimited?
Hippo.
Me. God. Anyways, building this was so much fun. Playing it was even more fun. I love seeing everybody's faces when the build comes out and seeing how epic it is.
Holy shit.
Yo, what the
I just think it's fun. So nobody be a hater in the comments and be like, you're only gonna use this one. Why are you building it? Look up, okay, let's do it together. Cam, pull up the internet, Google, what is a passion? And please, everybody, let's read the definition of a passion together. Passion, strong and barely controllable emotion. That's how I feel about D&D terrain. Do we feel like we learned something today? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of you so much. Last time I professed a love letter to Alfred, and now I profess one to all of you. Anyways, thank you for watching. Shaky! Oh no, I'm scared of heights. Hold on. There was literally no movement. Shaky out!
I don't know if this is the end or the beginning.
Oh no, it's not sturdier. Subscribe.